from the beautiful studios of Freedom's with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and play in the background. Jacek wanted to make sure to show you, those of you that are on video, go ahead and go to the video. In the archive, you want to see this. It's in the second hour, in the second break, second segment here, is, what they did, and it's in, it's subtitled in English, but I'll go ahead and play this in the background. You guys get an idea, what's going on here. Because what they've done is they're showing how they're doing the classes. You get these people come in, they learn, they take what they learn, they go off and share it with other people. They learn economics, they learn philosophy. They're like from all over the country. And that's another thing. Poland is how large? If we're looking at Poland, is it like the size of the state of Arizona, the size of Texas? What are we looking at here?
Regarding the size,
yeah,
it would be similar to Arizona, I would say. So smaller than Texas, substantially smaller than Texas. But regarding the population, it's more like California. It's 38 million.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 38 million people in a relatively, small area. So
Right.
when you have an event, it's like I'm driving from Flagstaff to Phoenix or something. I mean, you got
Exactly.
people. So it's within a day's drive to come from anywhere in the entire country.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, the roads are not that good. But if you want to get from southern Poland, where we live, actually, to the capital, you need to reserve like 3 hours. If you want to go to the another edge of Poland, because capital is in central. But if you want to go from south to north, you need to reserve like 6 hours driving.
Okay. So you had, I see Jakub in some of this video here.
Yes.
So Jakub, was that your first one, the first event that you went to?
No. You mean in that video?
Yeah.
Is it my first time in academy, right?
Yeah.
You mean
was that your first time or no?
No, actually, I were before in project like this one. This was my second academy. So I went before in the other academy of my friend that is part of the European Parliament. He made his own academy, and the second one is that Jacek created, Polish-American Academy.
Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about what you think you learned. What did you get out of this? I mean, you went to this thing, you expected to learn what, and what did you learn?
What
did you expect?
My knowledge was like I knew about the philosophy. I've read many books, and I think I couldn't improve my knowledge about the philosophy of liberty, but my knowledge about economy was rather poor, as I said on the video. I know that it's a good economy, but I couldn't explain it very well. After this course, I was much better at explaining why free economy is better than statism.
Okay.
It's the first and the most important advantage of that academy.
Now, with that knowledge, did you learn something about communication? I mean, like did they teach you how to make a YouTube, or they teach you how to communicate, or how to do a fly? I mean, this activism, obviously somebody, knew how to make signs. I mean, where did you guys make the signs?
Well, about communication, I've learned a lot, but I'm quite close person, so it's more difficult for me, but I'm learning, still learning, and academy gave me a lot, but I still have to learn a lot about communication and PR.
What they call it, I mean, I don't know if you'd understand this comment, it's what they call a force multiplier, okay? It's when you do something to where it, one person will create an environment so that 300 people know what he does, and then it just expands. It goes viral. It's all over. So, Jacek, when you started that, I mean, that's kind of really what you were hoping to accomplish, right? Is get a whole bunch of guys like Jakub here?
Exactly. That was the goal. Back in summer 2011, where I was here in Phoenix together with my friend Damaze, we were talking about how
Damaze,
yeah.
I liked him. I like saying his name too. Okay, go ahead.
We're thinking, how can we start something in Poland to really influence public opinion and change Poland in the long term? And we are thinking, maybe we should start a think tank, maybe something like that. But then I came into the conclusion, we don't have people to be in this think tank, really. Like, there's not enough people who know how to do economics, how to do freedom, politics, or things like that, or basically the people who have these ideas rooted. So I said, dude, we should start the academy. We should start from the scratch. We should tell them the basics. And then, I don't know, some of them will go and form some think tanks like Mises Institute of Poland, or some of them will go maybe to Libertarian Party and try to change it through politics. Some of them probably will go to business. And I hope so. They will and express the freedom on the market in the market sphere. Some of them will become journalists. Actually, I have a guy who just written to me recently that he got promoted. He got hired to second largest Polish daily paper called Rzeczpospolita, like Respublika, and he's writing about economics. And he said, Mr. Director, because they call me sometimes like that, which is funny. Can you pass me some information contact information to any freedom Austrian economists who I can make a interview with, so they can explain what the crisis is about and what are the true reasons.
Oh, they don't want you doing that.
And they did publish an interview with Kurt Rothhoff, an American economist, free market economist, who is saying the truth in this interview, and this is in the second largest Polish paper. I was kind of proud, our alumni doing things like that. That is how you can actually make a change.
That's how you make the list. Is there a list your name's on? Is there some government bureaucrat or agency, or like the equivalent of the Internal Revenue Service that wants to check your permission slip or something? I mean, are you coming to the interest of important people?
We don't know that.
Are you worried?
No.
Do you care?
No, we don't, because we say the truth. And
no, that's what makes you dangerous. What was it Ron Paul was quoting in his book Revolution? He's like, it's dangerous when you're telling the truth and the government is based on lies or something like that. I mean, this is where you're at, man, right in the middle of it, in Poland. We'll be right back here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and Jacek, Jakub, and David. We'll be right back.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Yeah, we're not afraid. It's a generational thing, worldwide thing. Here it comes thing, get used to it thing. All right? This is what I want to, there's so many things I want to do. It's fascinating talking to these guys and getting their perspective on Europe and the whole, you're number 140 something on the list of gun rights. Thou shalt not get any gun, and they're already starting to do thou shalt not get any Facebook either. You're not this flash mob concept, the communication between individuals, that's always been a threat to the man. Okay, well, the man does not like it. Now, there are some things. Jacek has created an organization. He worked with the Language of Liberty Institute, which Glenn Kripe is a friend of ours here in Arizona that went to Europe because that's where his roots were, his grandparents. And he said, I know what I can do in my retirement. I can, get these young people exposed to the concepts of liberty and piss off all the right people, okay? Well, that's what's happening. And one of the people that he influenced, Jacek, and he said, I can do this. And he created something. What did he create? Let's ask him. Jacek, tell me what you did, man. What is it you're accomplishing over there?
Actually, back in summer 2011, when I was here in Phoenix doing internship for Goldwater and meeting lots of libertarians and having great time, I did invent idea of a project called Polish-American Leadership Academy. It's an educational project. We do informal education. It's a semester long. We run 2 per year. We do it in the spring and in the fall. And we basically teach students ideas of freedom. We have 4 modules there. Austrian economics, political philosophy with a special stress on classical liberalism and libertarianism, ethics, and PR communication. So 4 fields. We teach them semester long, every Saturday, 11 Saturdays, both in person in my city of Katowice, southern Poland, and online. Most of the students are actually the online ones because they come from all Poland. Even some of them are living abroad and they are tracking it online. And we have exams, so it's a very solid course. Jakub is actually a graduate, an alumni from the first edition, spring 2012. So after the program is completed, they do exams, and the best ones.
Axioms. What's that mean?
Exams. So they are writing essays in ethics. They are writing very, I would say, hard exams in economics. It's only Austrian free market economics. They write essays in politics, and they make videos in PR communication course. Because what is our goal? I didn't say before. What is our goal? Our aim.
How many minds can you free?
How many minds? I am so impressed about the numbers, because when I started it, I was thinking, maybe we're gonna have like 20, maybe 30. And then the first edition comes, and I don't have really money for marketing, so I do only Facebook, spreading the message on Facebook through the organizations like through groups like Poland for Ron Paul, Co-Liberty, the others, all friends in liberty, and then we end up with 210. The first edition, and the second edition 260.
Edition. What do you
edition?
Mean?
It's an
event, or
I said already that we do this program 2 times a year. Each semester I call edition. So
okay, but how did it manifest itself? I mean, how do they go to a hotel, or they in your apartment? You got 210 people in your apartment.
No. It's in person. In person in the city of Katowice. We rent a rooms from the University of Silesia. We rent the rooms. We have professors. Most of them actually coming from Polish Mises Institute.
Mises Institute.
Yeah, and they are teaching our kids the ideas of freedom. But we also do it online. So we have like special e-learning platform online. So if you cannot go to the classroom, and most of these kids cannot because they are from whole Poland, not just from my city. They just log in there and they have MP3s, presentations, video, because we edit the videos from all these meetings every Saturday. They also have PDF books, PDF lectures, everything rooted in liberty. So the program, the aim is to shape the future generation of leaders for Poland, rooted in the ideas of liberty. So we want more young freedom lovers, and we give them a tool. And our aim is to do both spreading the knowledge, economic knowledge, also some very important ideas of freedom regarding philosophy, but also PR and communication. So we want them to be effective when they spread the message to the audience.
So what do? They leave your event, and all of a sudden, they become Jakub here and get all fired up.
Yeah,
and just go
he's
kick butt?
a perfect example. He's an alumni. He's doing great things. But we don't tell, this is like Freedom Project. We don't tell them, you will finish my project and I will make you a politician. No, I don't tell them this. I tell them, I give you some tools. I give you some good education with some...
Yeah, you knew better. You visited Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. And they gave me... Arizona is a charger for my Freedom batteries. I need to come back and forth every year, let's say.
You know what was interesting is Becky Finger is a... she's kind of like a gossip columnist for politics. And she's, she's a well-to-do widow of, and she fills her time. She's a beautiful woman. She's been around for a long time. She's so fun and gregarious and loves life and, go swimming with the dolphins kind of thing. But she likes politics. She likes to play her politics. And last year, year and a half ago, whenever it was, she knew that these young men, there were another couple of guys that were the last time, that had come as interns for the Goldwater Institute. Well, an intern for Goldwater Institute means, I don't know, free slave or something. But, what they do is they have you do a lot of work and such. You learn some stuff. But it's really, American policy, politic, and fundraising kind of, you get to have your rubber chicken dinner once a year and look at all the, letters to the editor we got in the Wall Street Journal or something, that kind of thing, which is fine. I mean, they do their, whatever, but I'm just such a purist that, if they build up a name for something and they use it to do something bad, I'm just next. Next. Because that whenever it really counts, there's other criteria other than just advocacy purely for the rights of the individual. And they'll rationalize it in whatever way. Yeah, but we gotta, stay relevant and the blah, 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 and I don't care, okay? Becky saw that these young people coming from Poland were very principled-oriented, and they've been exposed to Mises information and Lou Rockwell and Libertarian and Ron Paul and all that. And she knew that, you guys need to meet Ernie, all right? So we went to dinner, and we got to, hang out for a little bit, become friends. They came over, spent time. We did a show. We just turned on the microphone and went a couple hours at night one time. And, they had a good time. They got to go shooting. They know they can come here and just chill and hang out, and we can have some fun. Now, it's magazine week, so we're pretty busy, but we'll carve off some time. I got tomorrow, we'll go shooting and get them all gunned up. But I tell you, this is just an example of the power of just seeding individuals, young people that hate lying. They hate hypocrisy. Just tell me the truth. And once they get it, then what? Well, then you start doing what Jacek does. He starts, informing people. He finds out instead of 20 and 30, it's 200 and something showing up in a classroom at the university, taking the course, and then it explodes. And they start taking all the information they got from Jacek, and they start using it themselves. When we come back, we'll talk to Jakub about his experience and what he learned from his first meeting with him and how it exploded.